Are you hungry? Because if so, you're in the right place. Today we're making Kanom Pan Namu, or Thai pork toast, Thai fried pork toast, you can call it.
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Again, we're cooking Thai. If you follow the channel, you know I really enjoy Thai food, as well as Japanese, as well as Italian, as well as Swedish, as well as French. Basically, I enjoy everything that's well cooked. But today we're making Kanom Pan Namu, which is a crispy fried toast with minced pork. And it's amazing. Normally, I don't know how you normally serve it. I serve it with either sriracha, but today we're serving it with a sweet chili. So before we have a look at the board for the ingredients, do me the huge favor. If you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button and check the bell icon to get notifications every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. But now, let's have a look at the board. So, it's toast, right? Fried toast. So I have 4 toast slices. Now, I put them in the oven to dry them out a bit. 100 degrees, probably 15 minutes. You can also put them in a toaster, or you can use bread that's 1 or 2 days old. But it shouldn't be too soft. We have minced pork, 300 grams in this case. We have 20 grams of soy sauce and 20 grams of fish sauce. We have 1 egg white, and we have 4 chopped garlics. Now that's kind of the base recipe that you find in most places. What I like to add to it, well, obviously the white pepper as well, so that's the base recipe. What I like to add is 1 bird's eye chili, finely sliced, 1 Kaffir lime leaf, and I don't know how much this is, probably 2 tablespoons of coriander, all finely chopped. And we have our dip, where we're going to dip our toast, and that's the sweet chili sauce. And it's the best sweet chili sauce you will ever make or ever try. Much better than the bought one. And I'll show you how I did it. We have all our ingredients here for our sweet chili sauce. Now, I prefer to cut it by hand. If you don't feel up to that, you can always blend it in a blender, but don't get it too smooth. But I like to have the texture or the haptic of these pieces in the sweet chili sauce. And one thing that I add, which is maybe not so common, is pineapple. I think it adds a fruity sweetness to it. But let's check what we have here. We have 200 grams of sugar, 160 grams of vinegar, 50 grams of water. We have a potato starch slurry, which is 1 tablespoon potato starch to 2 tablespoons of water. We have some salt. We have 100 grams of red peppers, chilies. They look like this. They have a little bit of heat, but are not spicy, I would say. 100 grams of those. Then we have 3 bird's eye chilies with seeds. We have 25 grams of garlic, and we have 80 grams of pineapple. So that's what goes into our sweet chili sauce. And I promise you, it's the best sweet chili sauce. But let's get the hot plate set up, and we'll start cooking. We'll pour in our sugar, our water, and our vinegar. And we'll let this come up to temperature so that the sugar melts, and then we'll add our other ingredients. And our sugar is dissolved. We'll turn down the heat a bit. We add our red peppers. If you can't find the small ones that I use, you can use bell peppers as well, but then you need to add a bit more bird's eye chilies because they don't have any heat in them by themselves like these ones. Our garlic. Our chilies, bird's eye chilies. And here obviously you can play, depending on how much heat you want, how much you can take. 3 is good for me. And now we want this to come up to a simmer. And then we'll let it simmer for about 5 minutes. This is up to a boil again. We'll turn it down a little bit, try to keep it at a simmer. 3 should be okay. And now we'll let it simmer for 5 minutes. And then we're going to add the pineapple. 5 minutes, time to add our pineapple. And this just has to warm through because it's already, You don't want it much softer than it is, right? Doesn't this look spectacular? All the pieces you can see the garlic, you see the peppers and the chilies, and you see the pineapple. It's fun to eat something like this. And last thing before we thicken it up, 2 good pinches of salt. Give it a quick try. It's fruity, spicy, and sweet. So we bring it to a boil again, and then we turn this off and we add the potato starch. And I'm using potato starch because corn starch has a tendency to make it a bit milky in look. Well, it's not a color. You could use tapioca starch as well, but that's quite difficult to get in Switzerland. So I use potato starch, and it stays clear. So we're happy with that. That has come to a boil. We turn this off. We can put away our plate. Now we add our cornstarch slurry. It's important to stir. Once you're happy that the cornstarch, potato starch, has mixed with everything, you can pour it into another container and let it cool. And that's the best sweet chili sauce in the world, I promise. As you can see, it was a bit earlier in the day, so it was a bit lighter outside. But we're ready to start making the pork mix that's going to go on the toast. So we'll clear up here, get a bowl, and then we'll start making the mix. Put the meat in a bowl already, and this is easy. Just add all of your ingredients. Fish sauce, soy sauce, egg white, all of your chopped things, the chilies, kaffir lime, coriander, and garlic. You normally don't need to add salt to this because both the fish sauce and the soya has a lot of salt in it. But we need pepper, probably about 20 turns. 10 turns is enough. And now you need to mix this. I do it with my hand. Just like that you have a better feel for the consistency of it. At the beginning I just mix it through with my hand like this, and then we'll start slapping it against the sides. I'll show you that in a second. So now we've done the base mix, and now we're kind of just throwing it to firm it up a bit. In some recipes of this, I also research before I cook something here. They say that you should keep this process going for 5 to 10 minutes. Don't listen to that. You need about half a minute. You just need to get the right consistency of this. Basically, you want it to firm up a bit. And this is kind of, I'm happy with this. It doesn't stick to my hands really anymore. That's good to go. Now we'll get a toast. Now, I'm going to do half these so that you get triangles. A lot of people cut them into quarts, but I like halved ones. Obviously, you can also make whole ones, but they are then a bit difficult to dip in whatever dip you're using. So triangles are for me the perfect size. And I know a lot of you maybe live in countries where you can't try raw minced meat, but here in Switzerland it's safe. And you need to know what you're cooking, so. Perfect. Doesn't need anything else. So now let's start making the toast. I'll show you one, and then you can make the rest yourself. I tend to use a palette knife, but you can also just use a spoon, back of a spoon. Basically, get your meat on there. Make sure that it goes everywhere on the toast. You want to make sure you cover everything and kind of flatten it out nicely. So for me, that is a perfect version. So get that going. What I will do once I've done this is I'll set up the pan, the frying pan, so that we can start frying these afterwards. So I'll see you in a second, but it will probably be a couple of minutes for me. So we're ready to go. The oil is hot. I tend to put the meat down first. Now the amount we made would probably have been enough for 8 if I wouldn't have made them so high. I would say 3 of these is enough for one person as a starter or as part of kind of a Thai sharing table. But now we're frying. And this is a really fatty dish. You can already see how the bread sucks up the oil, although the bread is on top, right? Let's see if we can turn these. Yeah. Not all of them. For now, we'll move them around a bit. Always be careful when you're working with hot oil. As you can see, they do shrink a bit, especially the meat on top. But that's just part of the game. And you can see that's what we want, nice and crispy. So I'm going to start taking the ones that are done. But just continue until they're all done. I'm putting it on kitchen paper to dry off a bit, and then we'll plate once that's done. So I'll see you in a second. So we're ready to plate these up, but before we do so, if you stuck with me this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about this episode. So do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there, takes you about a second, but it's so valuable for me, so please do me that favor. Now let's plate this. I think we're actually going to do 3 for me. And the rest is for my wife. Looks pretty nice, no? Can't wait to dig in. Now, I like to eat these with my hands. I just dip in. It's such a flavor explosion. It's crazy. But it is heavy. And this is my favorite way of eating them. As I said earlier, just put some sriracha on them if you want. Works perfectly. Amazing. Now these are also good cold. My daughter can guarantee for that. She loves them cold the day after. The ones that are left over, just put them in the fridge. And you know what she does? She takes them out, puts QP on them, and eats them like that cold. She swears by it. I'm not too convinced, but she swears by it. Now, if you have any questions about this dish, just leave them in the comments below. Happy to answer them. Always answer quickly. And it's pretty much it. But before you go, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Check the bell icon to get notifications. That's it for today. Take care. Bye-bye.